Safety never takes a vacation.
I think we need to take it apart and do it all over again, sorry.
Oh, come on.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Blackhat here. I am in San Diego. I'm out here getting my Tundra worked on. I'm in this glorious shop. It is 1/3 Quixotic Motorsports, 1/3 Wilkie Works, and 1/3 TB Metal Works. Timmy's sides over there. Kevin and Garrett of Quixotic Motorsports are working on my truck. We're basically freshening up the front end, putting bump stops, limit straps, some gussets, making her nice and tight and right, and it needed it really bad. So, oh, by the way, I'm wearing headphones so I can hear myself on the mic. You know, audio. It's a good thing to have. Anyways, the boys are getting down on it. We're gonna basically record the whole process, so stay tuned. Here we go. All right, so here we got
Hi, Evan.
Kevin. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
What's up? My name's Kevin Butts. I'm owner of Quixotic Motorsports. We primarily do off-road fabrication. We specialize in suspension, roll cage, chassis design. We do everything.
It's a pretty well-rounded shop, to be honest. Like, we can do everything from shock rebuilds one day, and the next day we got someone else over here driving the back half on it, you know? Like, every day's versatile.
Yep. MIG welding, TIG welding, tube bending, you name it. We do it all. We just got this Right CNC plasma table. It's been a game changer in our workflow for sure. It's really nice to be able to do all of these prototyping and cut stuff out in-house, which is definitely a step up for us. But after that, what's up with the truck, Evan? What are we doing to this thing?
Basically what I need done is the front end needs to be freshened up. The bushings are shot. The shock probably hasn't been touched in years. It's not bumped. It's not strapped. We want to put some gussets in there. Yep. So I basically just want to make sure it's nice and strong and it's fresh because we're going to
classified location.
I want to have a nice truck there that's not going to break.
We noticed right off the bat there was some bushing issues. The bushings were coming off the sleeves and they were taking over. So right off the bat.
What was the noise that it was making? What did you say it was?
pretty much no matter where I go or what I do, it's like it's like the beginning of that Dr. Dre song. So yeah, so that's what basically needs to happen on the truck. I brought it down here to Kevin and Garrett because I know that they're just going to do a really good job and they're going to make sure everything's done right. So yeah, boys, let's get to it. But before that, let's look at a couple things that you guys got going on over here. So obviously we have Darby's truck going on.
So we've been doing this over the last 3-4 months. Full chromoly roll cage, 2-inch mains, in the back half. We're running a Bronco gas tank to keep the smog stuff in order. All the shock mounts we did on the plasma cutter in-house. Fiberworks actually came in with their 3D scanner, and you can see all the dots on it. We had this cage 3D scanned so that I can reverse engineer it into the computer, and we can offer a laser cut, CNC bent, and a notch to the cage for assembly. So if we have another customer that wants a Ranger cage, then throw one together very quickly that way.
Technology. They have the capabilities of doing pretty much anything and everything that you need done. What do we got going on over here, man?
Oh, dude, brake lines. And a Class 11 build that needs to be done in 30 days with the King of the Hammers trip, a Chupacabra, Mexico trip, and yeah, no sleep.
You got this.
Got it, dog. I got it. We got this.
That's all the little stuff, huh?
All the little stuff, man. The big components are pretty much done. No, they're not pretty much done. No way.
Let's get our hands dirty on this thing, dude.
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm ready to tear into this girl.
Let's get this started. So yeah, get to work. I'm gonna go do other things.
Go do Blackhat stuff.
Yes, boss.
All right, so I'm over here in this little office working, and Kevin just showed me a hacksaw. So what are you doing, man?
Lubing your bolts, bro.
Are you sure you're supposed to do that?
I don't know. Let's find out.
So these are the alignment cam bolts. As you can see, they're pretty wasted. We tried to find some alternatives, but ultimately I just had to go to Toyota. I went today, replaced these bolts. So, you know, another tip, when you guys are taking your stuff apart, make sure you inspect everything. Replace anything that looks weary or broken or looks like it might start to break or it's gonna break. It's always a good idea to make sure you go through everything and check everything. Like we're going through the shocks, making sure the shocks are good, recycling everything, making sure the arms are all good, make sure there's no cracks. Another example is an upper control arm bolt. So this goes through the whole thing while it was bent. so we had to replace that as well. Just once again, you know, just going through it, making sure everything that's on the truck is what needs to be on there, and that it's in good working order. It's not cracked, not stripped out, so on and so forth. So make sure you guys check on your stuff. And prep is a big thing.
Those gussets you brought me didn't quite work out the way we thought they would, so we did a little modification to add some material onto the bottom here and the inside to account for the bigger upper control arm bushing. So we're going to cut this out right now on our right CNC plasma table. This thing has made our life so much easier. We can do this stuff in-house now, and if it doesn't work quite right, we can make adjustments and redo it. So, safety never takes a vacation, so you gotta protect their eyeballs.
Stop, drop, and roll! You're not on fire, Ricky Bobby!
Alright, as you can see, I forgot to change the setting for material thickness. Hey!
Hey, what do you got going on over here, man?
You know, just laying in some parts for your shocks, man. Custom stuff.
The shocks that I brought him to put on the truck, the shaft length was too long.
That's what she said.
Most King shocks or other shocks come with the spacer already in them, correct? If you buy them new?
Well, I think those are mock-up shocks. Someone probably took them out at one point. Normally there's something in there and this didn't have anything. So the problem with not having any spacers in there is when it's in full droop, there's no column strength in the shock. So you gotta have something in there to make up some strength.
I had bought a gusset kit for the upper control arms. It did not work.
We just finished up on the lathe making our internal shock spacer. You can see right here, came out pretty good. This is gonna limit the stroke of the shock here. So this shock should be an 8-inch shock, but we're getting like 10 and a half inches on the shaft there. So there's nothing inside limiting that travel and adding column strength to the shock. So we're gonna take it apart and see what's going on here. First thing, it's important when taking a shock apart, make sure there's no nitrogen left in it. And there's a snap ring. Pull the snap ring out. And that's all that really holds this shock together, is this little ring right here. As you can see here, there's nothing in between the piston and the bearing cap. The spacer is essentially going to go in here so that the shaft can only... So essentially this is going to slide over the shaft right here so that the shaft can only extend so far, and that's going to give us a nice distance in between here so that the shaft can't walk side to side inside the body, and they call that like the column strength of the shock.
So we won't go over too much detail what the valving is, but why don't you kind of just show us what the valving is and where it's at and what it does?
Yeah. So I'm going to take this whole stack off here with the piston. Set this on the workbench here. So the top is your rebound, and the bottom of the piston in this orientation is the compression. So compression stack, I already did the other shock, and I know these are 12s. And the rebounds are also 12s. So we want to add quite a bit more compression. So we have some 20,000 shims that we're going to add in, and we're going to take apart your old shocks to take some shims out of that as well to make a hybrid, so you got the best of both.
I like that.
I like it a lot.
So this spacer that we made here slides right on here,
Look at that.
and now we can assemble it with the correct shims and we get this thing back together.
You have different levels of shims here. That's called stacks. They're different diameters, and then these basically feather and allow fluid to move through the piston here, and that's how you adjust the thickness. And double stacking these shims here is how you adjust the compression and the rebound ratios. Just changing things by 5/1000ths of an inch or so is going to make things way stiffer than they were before. Definitely going to handle better off-road. If it's a little stiffer, things are going to work better. It's going to ride nice, and that's what we want. So this is another new addition to the truck. Method 315. 17 by 9, -12 offset, and the truck is sitting on 35 1250s. I really love these wheels, got the machine look. Method's been killing it, man.
So after this, he thinks we're kidding, but we're actually gonna go hit the loading dock.
We'll just cut to a different truck hitting it. That was it.
Just everyone's like, wow, that was crazy.
It's Modelo time, fool.
Why don't you guys just tell me what all you did to it and how it's gonna help the truck here?
Well, first of all, like we talked about when you got here, all your bushings were blown out. They were coming out of the pivots, torn up from years of abuse, not being lubed properly. Always use proper lubrication. So that was the first thing. We took everything apart, basically, all the suspension off, took out all the bushings, replaced those, painted everything up. We also added some 2.5 bump stops, which is a nice little upgrade for you there, buddy.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Some little shorties.
And also on the upper arms, we put some double shear gussets on the shock towers to help straighten up that whole area.
Yep, that guy.
That's
So
pretty good.
we thought in the beginning that these shocks weren't going to work out, but ended up working out.
The length of the shaft was too long.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyways.
so after that we did all that, we ended up straightening out the spindle right there with a Total Chaos gusset.
And to hold everything together when you're getting some big air, we got limit straps on here now too.
Right on. And he's got the
fully adjustable clevis.
yeah, so the cool thing about these adjustable clevises is that if the strap starts to stretch out or whatever, you can go in there and tighten it back up before you need to replace it. They do need to be replaced eventually though, correct?
Or you can
After,
double it up in the future, like a year down the road or something, just throw another one on it and it's even stronger. It even goes into like little details. For example, we did these little bolts right here and they have a shank on them actually. We shanked even just the limit strap ones. Every shock bolt, everything's all shanked properly, and we added some gussets to the BTF arms just to make sure that when you're hitting Barstow Main at 85 miles per hour, like you said you wanted to,
Hey,
we would make sure that.
Make sure your clickers are adjusted for that though.
Yes.
Yeah,
And your fancy little guys right here.
I got my clicky doos. So yeah, that was a big thing with these shocks. I wanted my clicky doos.
That's rocket launchers.
So
Long
now
story
those are
short,
proper?
though, in the long run, we did everything proper, how it should be, greased everything. There was no shortcuts.
Attention
we
to
didn't just
detail.
throw a shock in there.
Fixed your stripped out lower arm
didn't-
bolts.
yep.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
did not just slap this together as a, hey, here you go, thanks for your money. No, we took extra care, and it's not just because you're an amazing person, Evan, but we do this to everyone.
Because we really love off-road, man.
Yeah.
We just want everyone to have fun.
Thank you so much, guys. I really
Heck
appreciate
yeah,
it.
man. Super stoked that you came to us.
These guys are awesome. I love them to death. If you guys ever need any kind of work done, make sure to hit the boys up at Quixotic Motorsports. If you guys want to see more about this truck and more progress on the build, just give us a comment, like, subscribe, so we can keep doing what we're doing and bring you guys awesome content.
We got to get back to work, dude.
All right, man. You guys get back to work. Okay.
Oh, were you gonna pay us?
Yeah, I'll pay you in a little while. So I just gotta go. I just gotta run the bank real quick. I'll be right back.